Well, millennials are a perfect target for so many things, social media, technology, and whatnot. So you understand, this is this is actually the largest population of this generation. And millennials are very specific in that they like transparency, they like instant information. So you need to understand that this is what they want. And if you can hone in on what's most attractive to them, then there's no reason why they can't be your ideal client or clients. And what we have found, because we have a committee of millennials that we work with, and we have been continuing to speak and attract new millennials as clients. And these are actually very successful millennials. The thing is, they just want to be heard, but they have very specific needs. Obviously, because they grew up with, in many cases, millennials grew up with a smartphone in hand and tablets. They really didn't see the old iPods and whatnot. So they want instant information. So one thing that we did is in our study, we noted that millennials like to receive their financial information via social media. They also want an advisor that not only is very attuned to working with them on the internet, but is also cost effective. And most importantly is someone that they trust and has worked with somebody that they've known. And many times advisors will think that's not the case, that millennials will only do business with a robo-advisor or a financial firm online, and we have found that not to be the case. Well, the survey is called the Millennial Study. And the results were fascinating. Another thing that we found, and this is something that really surprised me more than anything, is I see a lot of financial news reports that say that millennials aren't interested in buying a home, that they would prefer to rent. And based on our study results, that's actually not the case. We've asked, in the next 10 years, would you like to purchase a home? And we had an overwhelming interest from millennials survey that they would love to own a home in the next 10 years. So it's not like they don't want to buy a home, they just feel like they don't have the financial means yet to buy a home. So, between the ages of 18 and 34, the older millennials are now, many times, they have established careers, they might even be dual income, they might even be starting families. So absolutely, they have an interest in buying a home. A lot of millennials like to be entrepreneurs, and they're very interested, growing up with role models such as Mark Zuckerberg and seeing superstars like Taylor Swift do her own thing on her own terms is very attractive to millennials. So instead of, investing in typical traditional stocks and bonds and buying real estate, they see the investment in themselves and making an opportunity for themselves. So this is their baby. Well, everything in moderation. So what we try to do is we try to hone in, and actually millennials do make very good investors, those that do invest. This is, I guess I should share with you, is we found that millennials in many ways study their investments when they do invest almost 2 to 3 times more per month than baby boomers. So that's the thing, if they invest, they really invest and they really study. They also invest in sectors that they're very comfortable with, like technology, eco-friendly companies, and they're not touching Volkswagen with a stick right now because it's just not very good. But they absolutely are investing. They just might be investing smaller amounts. One thing that I have found that in many cases they're not well diversified because they are primarily buying what they know and what they enjoy, but there's so many other sectors that they're missing out on. In my opinion, that's not necessarily a bad thing. It's not a negative right now because in time, as they mature and become more experienced investors, that time will come. So it's our opportunity and also our responsibility as financial advisors to take that first step and build a relationship with them and walk them through the process. Just like most millennials, even myself, we like that power or opportunity to be able to make financial decisions, whether it be through an app or through online. But as we become more successful, the number gets a little bit bigger. There's a comfort of working with a professional. And so robo-advisors might be good for my first investor, just like a lot of these apps will be. But I think millennials are no different. As the money gets bigger and they have more financial responsibilities, like raising children and planning for retirement, I think based on our study, we know that they still feel comfort having someone else just to bounce ideas off of. But that being said, the advisor needs to understand how the millennials want to communicate. They're not going to be wanting to call you all the time or visit your office during working bank hours. Instead, you better be comfortable with texting, messaging off of social media sites, and communicating their way when they want it and how they want it.